Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media, and to say we have a venerable organization in here, it would be the understatement of the world. We're going to chat with our friends from the 114th Anniversary Charity Ball. Joining us is Danitza Villanueva, the chairperson, or chairman, or chairwoman, however you want to be called on this, the 114th Anniversary Charity Ball. How you doing, Danitza?
Doing great. Very excited. We're 3 weeks away from the Charity Ball.
Only 114 years, oh my God. And your colleague joining us, Dr. Lisa Conradi, the Executive Director of the Chadwick Center at Rady Children's Hospital. Good to see you again, Lisa.
Nice to see you. I'm thrilled to be here and to help support this event.
Oh, no, it's absolutely fantastic. We'll start with you on this. Danitza, you jump in as you want as well. Lisa, talk about the history of this phenomenal ball. And not over 114 years. So you can just give us the highlights.
Sounds great. Well, it's the longest running charitable event in San Diego County. And since it started in 1909, it's always benefited to the betterment of our children of San Diego. It wasn't until 1954 when Rady Children's Hospital was started and founded that then the women decided that it benefits 100% towards Rady Children's Hospital. And every year they select a chairman. And this year I was the lucky one to be selected. I'm proud to be the first Latina chairman in 114 years. And when you say yes, you get to select the department in which 100% of those funds go and benefit. And when I was first asked by the previous 5 chairmen, my response was no. I'm too busy. I have so much going on. But then I thought, you know what? Let me look a little bit into the different programs that Rady Children's Hospital has and the different departments. And as soon as I came across the Chadwick Center, I knew my response was yes. The work they do, the changes they're doing for these children that unfortunately are experiencing so much trauma and child abuse, I knew that the response had to say yes. And so we have been on this great adventure of raising funds for the Chadwick Center. And the ball, like I said, is on February 4th.
And where's it going to be?
It's going to take place at the Hotel Del Coronado. And one of the beautiful things about the night of is that I'm bringing in Latin touches of the beauty of our culture. And so that night we're celebrating just the culmination of the fundraising. But I think what's important to really, for your audience to understand, is the tradition, the beauty of that has been going on here to better our children. And the women who have really pioneered, there's been 114 other chairmen who have just made a huge impact. So some of those women will be there. A lot of our major sponsors like Mission Federal Credit Union will be there as well. So we're very excited to have this event take place.
Yeah, we're a little prejudiced with our friends at Mission Fed for about 75 different reasons. But if you see a top-notch event that's benefiting so many folks, and especially youth, Mission Fed's going to be at the top of that list over here. And Lisa, this is great work with Rady's, as you may or may not known. I've been involved with those folks for a zillion years. Now I'm starting to do more work with the former CEO, Blair Sadler, and some great work we're doing here at Cloudcast Media with his book. Do you run into Blair at all? Do you chat with him at all?
Blair continues to be very much involved. He's been a supporter of the work of the Chadwick Center since the very beginning, and I know we are always in good contact with him. So that's great to hear that you're in contact with him as well.
Yeah, we're doing a 15-part, actually a curriculum series, sound curriculum series based on his book, Pluck. On this, getting back to the Chadwick Center, how long has that been going on at Rady's?
The Chadwick Center has been around for 46 years.
Right.
So back in 1975, Dr. David Chadwick, who was a renowned pediatrician, convened the first multidisciplinary team meeting in the country around addressing child abuse. And just a year later, the Chadwick Center, which was formerly called the Center for Child Protection, was formed and really started the work in the community at a very active level on supporting both the investigation and treatment of child abuse.
Right. Something, as you know, having interviewed you on this same topic a while ago, and our frequent guests are certainly on the show that deal with this absolutely troubling situation, which is the understatement of the world. We can't talk about it enough. We can't get the light out on enough. We can't make sure people are aware of this and to look at those signs in that area. Do you see that these child abuse instances, are they leveling out? Are they getting worse? Are they, coming down? Talk about that.
That's such a good question. And I think we can't answer that question without thinking about the pandemic over the last 3 years.
Right.
So one of the things that we've been very worried about is normally child abuse reports occur through kids going to schools and talking to teachers, talking to coaches. So when kids weren't in schools, those reports weren't happening as much because there weren't as many eyes on kids. So one of the things that we've noticed has happened is the actual reports went down during the pandemic, but the kids who came into the ER with more severe child abuse cases went up exponentially. And now as we're seeing kids go back to school, we're seeing the reporting go up as well. So unfortunately, the amount of child abuse we're seeing a lot because of the stress on families and the pressures within our society has gone up over the last couple of years.
Right. I want to shout out to you, Danitza, for choosing the Chadwick Center on this. This is an issue that, again, we cannot, chat about enough on this. And, Lisa, as you know, when we dug into the Thumbprint, project, of course, and then these other groups that are just working so hard in this community to, do something about it. The challenge of the pandemic was now those abusers who are at home, and of course, in this aspect of it. So, let me ask you this, and we'll focus on Chadwick Center, if that's okay with you, Danitza, just for a few seconds here. Talk about what our listeners should be doing. I mean, they should go to your website, obviously, and find out how they can get involved. But the most important thing is you can't remain silent.
That's right. And child abuse happens for lots of different reasons, but there's a lot of ways that we can actually prevent and intervene on it. And so as friends, family, if we see things that are concerning to us, we say something, bring it to light. Child abuse thrives in secrecy. So the more we talk about it, we also want to support our parents.
Right.
A lot of this happens because parents are overwhelmed, they're stressed, particularly over the last couple of years. Parents were teachers, they were coaches, they were doing everything. And they were doing it in isolation without all the social relationships and supports that they need to do it successfully. So if you see something, say something and offer support and resources. And so there's of course the Chadwick Center, but also just the 211 is a great general line to call for general mental health resources and supports in the community.
No, absolutely. We're chatting with Dr. Lisa Conradi, the Executive Director of the Chadwick Center at Rady Children's Hospital, joined by Danitza Villanueva, the chairperson of the 114th Anniversary Charity Ball, who's identified this wonderful center as a beneficiary of this phenomenal event. And one of the things, so have you gone to this event before, Danitza?
I have gone to this event, and I've been on the committee. I've been serving on the committee for about 9 years.
Okay.
And it's interesting because when I said the yes to being the chairman, I selected the Chadwick Center, one of the things that I was very focused on, there's a lot of shame a lot of times in talking about abuse or talking about domestic violence. And so I wanted to make sure that created a safe space, that we created a place where we can talk about this and not be a taboo. And one of the ways that Lisa and I have journeyed together is making sure our messaging, when we go out there and we're raising these much needed funds to generate for the Chadwick Center, that we make sure we make this messaging, something tangible, something people can read and understand and can support. And we're so blessed to have such great partners through this journey. One of those, in 114 years, we secured the largest major gift from the Papa Doug Manchester and Lisa Manchester and the Manchester Family Foundation, who have donated $1 million to go directly to the Chadwick Center. So this money is going to go to provide therapy, to provide services. And I know Lisa can go more into that, but it's 100% that money is going directly to that. So to know that Papa Doug Manchester is leaving this beautiful legacy to the Chadwick Center that is going to make a a difference in so many children and so many families as well.
Yeah, and he has certainly been involved in this space for quite a while and always been a great supporter working with that. Promises to Kids comes up. It's one of his favorite groups. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union in these beautiful Mission Fed studios. Mission Fed's been bringing great things to San Diegans for more than 60 years. We were chatting with our friends from the 114th Anniversary Charity Ball, Danitza Villanueva, the chairperson, joined by Dr. Lisa Conradi, Executive Director for the Chadwick Center at Rady Children's Hospital. Want to get to some of the stuff that you had just mentioned, Danitza, about Papa Doug's donation, but is the ball sold out?
It's almost.
Good. Almost does not mean all.
So typically around this time, we're about 30 tickets away from selling out.
Okay.
And if you think about it, we're 3 weeks away. So it's about to sell out.
It's about to sell out. So, though, when you hear this, get your name on the list over here. So, let's say you're one of the lucky 30 people that are going to get those last 30 tickets. What does one expect, Danitza, when they go to the ball and they arrive right at the valet at the Hotel Del? What's the experience going to be like?
Well, one of the things I'm proud of us is being Latina. And as soon as people arrive, we are going to have that Latin flair, that Latin love, as soon as people with some Latin music going on. And then from there, a beautiful dinner at the Crown Room, the historic Crown Room, where people will have dinner. And then after that, we go to the ball. And the ball, there's a tradition of having these boxes. I like to think of it's like a nightclub where you have bottle service and you get to see the band, and during the time when the band actually goes and takes a break, we are going to have some Latin entertainment and transport people to different parts of Latin America with some entertainers. So it'll be very exciting. We're also going to have a tequila station. We're going to have a churro fiesta station. So we're going to make sure that people just enjoy the beauty of the Latin culture, but at the same time, just have that warmth and that lively flair to the night. Okay,
you got us all geeked up now. So we're going to take a break, and calm ourselves down a little bit. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the ball, and then again, more how we can support, Lisa, your efforts with the Chadwick Center. You're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing great things to San Diegans for more than 60 years. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, continuing to do spectacular things for San Diegans for more than 60 years. We have our friends in from the 114th Anniversary Charity Ball, Danitza Villanueva. Let me emphasize, chairman of the 114th Anniversary Ball, joined by her colleague, Dr. Lisa Conradi, Executive Director of the Chadwick Center at Rady Children's Hospital. Okay, so we left us at a tequila bar, and there was going to be some dancing. Are you going to be showing some of the guests how to dance flamenco style? Is that going to be part of it at all?
It's all a surprise, Drew. That's exciting. They have to go onto our website, comeflywithme2023.com, and make sure they purchase tickets, those last tickets we have. And we are going to just take them on a beautiful adventure. One other thing too, Drew, is We're going to have a room that's Willy Wonka meets San Miguel de Allende of all desserts and just beautiful. People will make sure we will feed them well. We will make sure they dance. They have some good tequila and just have a wonderful night for an amazing cause.
Boy, mouth-watering, and of course, as you mentioned, it's going to be for a great cause. It's going to be on February the 4th at the Hotel Del. When do things kick off? What time?
It kicks off at 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yes, 6 p.m. And so we want to make sure there's people that they valet for the event. Valet is all being taken care of thanks to Paul Herring. He's underwriting that.
Nice.
And so there's 2 entrances for the valet, the front and the back. And so from there, they're transported into the Crown Room where they enjoy a dinner. And then, as I mentioned, they dance the night away.
Yeah, no, and everyone has been to the Hotel Del for a big function. I've been fortunate enough to do that on an occasion or 2 or 10 or whatever the case may be. It is absolutely a lot of fun. So Lisa, you've been involved with the Chadwick Center for how long?
Since 2006, for about the last 17 years.
Yeah, exactly. And as Danitza was saying, is that, it's what a great choice of the chairman for choosing you folks in that area. One of the things we would like to focus on our Spotlight in the Community show, and been doing so since we started the show in 2007, is the fact that how do you collaborate with other groups that are in your space? Okay, if you're not collaborating in the 21st century, you're going to die a fast or a slow death. Talk about your collaborations with other groups.
Well, collaboration, as you said, is one of the key parts of the work that we do. We do everything better together. So the Chadwick Center is what we call a children's advocacy center. So we're actually responsible for coordinating the response to child abuse in San Diego County, and that requires that we partner with all the community folks who are also part of the child abuse response. So we work very closely with local law enforcement agencies, child welfare services, the district attorney's office, county council, as well as other community-based organizations. We all have the same goal. There's no competing with us. It's all about making sure that we're all doing the best thing for children and families in our community.
Yeah, and just one more thing, why Rady is looked at as one of the world's foremost, not just countries, not just California's foremost children's hospital. It's for those types of programs that they have, and we've been very fortunate to be affiliated with them in some ways. Back in the day, when I was honored to work at the San Diego Union Tribune, we put on Union Tribune Kids Newsday, selling those newspapers on the corners that people remember. And
I remember that.
Remember that? Yeah, we're in our yellow aprons and all over the place, from the mayor to the Chargers to the Padres. Maybe I shouldn't mention the Chargers' name. From the Padres, that is, and everybody else. And I think continues to do phenomenal work in this area, and is just so responsive to the children's needs, and just a great organization, and one that I'm so glad we get to shine a light on. And now, Danitza, have you worked with the Rady Children's Hospital before?
I had worked as a volunteer for the charity ball, but I had never had any sort of leadership role within Rady Children's Hospital. And so I think that something that's important to recognize is that the charity ball is its own entity that selects 100% of those funds to go to different departments within Rady Children's Hospital. And so going back to this year, obviously the Chadwick Center. Yeah,
and I think that's important to know. And, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Danitza, and you can add to this too, Lisa, has Rady Children's Hospital ever turned down someone who's come through their doors? And the answer is absolutely not. You come through the doors, you're going to get treated. You're going to get treated with the utmost care. And there's just something in the DNA from everybody who works in that hospital and so forth in this. Lisa, what can our listeners do to support what you folks are doing? Well,
thanks, Drew. And actually, what our listeners can really do is any support for Rady Children's Hospital. Right. So there is the Rady Children's Hospital Foundation. You just go to the rchsd.org. You can get directed straight to the foundation. You can make donations directly to Rady Children's, and those can be used broadly, or you can designate. So if you wanted to give money specifically to the Chadwick Center, you can actually designate that as well. So if you're interested in supporting the cause of child abuse or kids more broadly, because as you said, Drew, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be part of the broader Rady Children's Hospital organization. So helping kids is what we do.
Yeah, and we should all be doing that. That's going to be our future leaders and our the folks that are going to be, when Drew's on his arm rest watching sports over here, then he'll be able to have a nice life because of that. And I think that's so critical to know how important that is. And whether you have kids or not, you should be supporting that youth and so forth. So Danitza, talk a little bit about if you cannot attend the ball because it's been sold out, there's still 30 tickets left as we speak. What are the ways can you support the ball? Is there online auctions? Is there some type of a closed auction? Is there an open auction?
So the tradition of it is there's no live auction or silent auction the day of. It's 100% a culmination of the celebration, everything. Right. But back in December, we did send off to print. One of the ways we raise funds is through a book. Okay. And through that book, people buy place ads. Okay. So everything from corporations to family ads. And so they have a family ad or they have a corporation, but at the same time, we then have those funds go 100% directly towards the Chadwick Center. Right. And so people can support various ways. They can go into comeflywithme2023.com. Okay. We also have our social media for the charity ball. We have Instagram, we have Facebook. They can go on there. And the great thing about it is even after the ball closes, even after it ends, you can still support the Chadwick Center. And we will still have our website live. So we actually the committee built its own entity, its own website apart from Rady Children's Hospital. So we continue to have it be active and people can then support 100% towards the Chadwick Center because the work they do is so needed every day of the year. And I think that's something for people to really recognize and understand is that I know that you have more than numbers, Lisa, right, of what the families you're serving annually. Right. And that's something we can obviously share with your audience here, but really the impact. And I know a lot of these different programs that the Chadwick Center offers are just so needed. And so the support that the community can do on an annual basis really does change the lives of these children. Yeah, and I think one thing that's important to bring up, you hit on something we talk about quite a bit on our Spotlight show, whether it's food insecurity or whether it's, abuse, adult abuse or child abuse. And yes, there are certain months that focus on it, November, December, whatever. Child abuse doesn't know a day. That's right. It's 7/24, 365, unfortunately, in that area. So never take your eyes off the ball on that. And that's a very, very good point on that. Lisa, we're ready to culminate this show. Any final comments? Well, I'm so grateful to the charity ball and to Danitza for selecting the Chadwick Center. We serve over 2,000 kids a year doing this work, and we support families in every way we can. And so this work makes a difference to all of them and to all the kids in the future. So thank you for allowing us to be here. And why don't you shout out your website one more time? We are, you could find us at Rady Children's Hospital, so rchsd.org, or you can go to chadwickcenter.org as well to learn more specifics about the Chadwick Center. Very good. Danitza, any final words? Well, I invite all of your audience to come fly with me to a night of just really quickly, the reason I selected Come Fly With Me is because Frank Sinatra says Acapulco and Peru. So I thought, what a better way to have everybody come fly with me the night of the ball and just come have a great time and really make sure that we just raise those much needed funds for the Chadwick Center. Right. Shout out that website so they can get those last 30 tickets. What's the website? How they get ComeFlyWithMe2023.com or visit our social media at Charity Ball San Diego. Beautiful. Well, an honor to chat with both of you. Talking to Chairman Danitza Villanueva, 114th anniversary charity ball, and Dr. Lisa Conradi, the Executive Director for the Chadwick Center at Rady Children's Hospital. Wishing you folks nothing but fun, success at the ball, February the 4th at Hotel Del, and you continued success at the Chadwick Center. We know we'll have you back on the show, Lisa, somewhere down the road. And you too, Danitza, come on and just join us anytime. How's that sound? Thank you. We appreciate this. Thank you. You've been listening to Drew Schlosberg, Spotlight on the Community show on Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for more than 60 years.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.